Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of all Texans and all Americans whose lives have been put at risk by the untenable crisis at our southern border. Let's just look at the numbers. In the 2 years that this president has been in office, there have been over 5 million encounters at the southern border, 1.4 million gotaways, and countless numbers of people who matched not only the terror watch list, but also criminal organization. That totals nearly 6.5 million people. And to put that in perspective, that's bigger than over 33 states in the United States. Among those 5 million, our Border Patrol have caught nearly 200 known and suspected terrorists trying to cross into our country illegally. This should not only concern every American, but it also outrages Americans who want law and order and safety to be considered. What I'm even more concerned about is how many among the 1.4 million gotaways would match that list that we don't know about. This is something that I have been sounding the alarm bells in my entire time in Congress, something that unfortunately my Democrat colleagues have buried their heads in the sand and refused to address for the last 2 years. I could continue talking about the terrible numbers all day, about the 15,000 criminals arrested, the 14,000 pounds of fentanyl that have been seized, which, by the way, is enough to kill 3 billion people, and that's just in the last 6 months. But I want to turn the focus of today's discussion about border security back to the tragedies, the human tragedies that are affecting every district, including mine. Americans like Elisa Tambunga, whose 7-year-old daughter and 71-year-old grandmother were tragically killed by human traffickers doing 105 miles an hour with 11 illegal immigrants in the back seat who hit their car and instantly killed them. They're the victims. Children like the 700 unaccompanied migrants. You want to talk about children who have been displaced and separated? These 700 unaccompanied migrants who were dropped off in Midland, Texas, trafficked by traffickers away from their parents, dropped off in the middle of the night. They are victims. What about fathers like Joe Warnick of Odessa, Texas, who found his 17-year-old son dead after taking a pill laced with fentanyl? He's a victim, along with 110,000 Americans last year who lost their lives to fentanyl. Or the 53 migrants who died in the sweltering heat in the back of a tractor trailer south of San Antonio, Texas last year. They're the victims. These are real people. This is not just a border crisis. This is a national security emergency. Texans demand a solution, and today I'm proud to join my colleagues in supporting H.R. 2, the Secure Border Act of 2023. The timing of this legislation could not be more precise. With the ending of Title 42, our bill will force the administration to restart construction of the border wall. It will deploy much-needed technology to the border. It will increase border agents and give them the well-deserved bonuses that they need to maintain their services. Several of my original provisions have been included in this package that will require the administration to own up to the total number of known gotaways or known and suspected terrorists crossing the border each month, as well as outline the costs that are incurred by states like Texas. Mr. President, how many more lives will be lost? How many more will it take to take action? That's why Republicans are not ignoring this crisis. We are taking action. We are restoring the security of our border. And I'm extremely proud to stand here with Chairman Mark Green and his efforts and Speaker McCarthy to pass a bill that will finally secure the border and do what Americans put us here to do. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back.